And welcome to the Redraft show with Piff and Cat. I have no clue what happened, but the music wasn't coming out. So it was playing for you guys. I'm just sitting here wondering why it wasn't playing. I am getting with tomorrow. We are going back to the
Good, because this has been a struggle technically.
I know. I had so many things I had to take care of the last couple months that it was just one of those things where I couldn't really grab a camera right away, and now I'm going to grab a nice one. But sorry about the technical difficulties, everyone. This is the last time I will be on this laptop. So how are you doing, Piff?
Doing good. A little tired. Watching the replay of the Steelers Falcons.
I'm watching. I got the iPad.
I can't get the game on my TV. I can get it on my phone, but I don't feel like looking at my phone the whole time I'm on a podcast. Kind of pointless.
No, I feel that. I have the laptop set up, and then I just have the iPad next to it, so I can look at you guys and kind of just look down at it every once in a while. But I'm. How you feeling about week one?
Not my team's not so hot. I mean, I got a lot of teams, so I still, I did good some places, but the, teams that really, really want to win, really care about, I didn't do so hot.
Do you have players that you just went really hard on, so they didn't have a good week?
No, like I played Najee and Zamir over Rhamonster, and what?
Wait. Hold on a second.
I thinking?
Hold on a second. So you actually, after all that talk, you're gonna tell me that you played those guys?
Yeah, I did.
That's insane. I would have thought you were so gung ho on him that.
I feel like I just forgot to put him in. Like I don't know why he wasn't in there, but he wasn't.
That's fair. I missed him in a couple, but it was only if I had somebody. You know what it is? He only got benched if it was I had like studs and he was my third running back. He probably did better than the guys that I picked. But the guys that I picked, you saw them. Yeah, of course. Like Jonathan Taylor and like people like that who just really didn't do that well this year.
Yeah, right. Taylor didn't do good. We want to go through a little list, like who? Oh my God, like
who do you
Bijan
regret?
Robinson, dude. I regret not drafting more Bijan.
I grabbed a ton of Bijan, so I'm pretty happy about that. Wish I grabbed more, but I do have a lot. We'll go one for one. I regret not drafting more. Saquon Barkley. Very obvious.
Oh, yeah.
He's screwed me over a bunch of times, being.
Well, I mean, as we're looking in hindsight, my guy the guy I probably wish I drafted more of is Joe Mixon.
You know what's funny?
30 carries, dude. What?
Can I tell you something? You want to know what's really funny? I actually was heavy on Joe Mixon 3/4 of the draft season, and then somewhere in the middle of podcasting with you, I got off him. And then all of a sudden he did really crazy good, and I was like, I wish I stayed on him more. But you know what it is? It wasn't that I got off him. It's that you got me so hyped about some of those wide receivers that
in that area, yeah.
I wish I grabbed more Nico, but he was going too low or too high for me. I wish I got him when he was still going a little lower. But you're
I regret not drafting more Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah?
It looks like he's going to be used heavily this season.
Yeah, I really like him. I like there's a couple other guys.
Aaron Jones looked awesome.
The good one. I have 0 redraft shares of him. Absolutely 0. I wish I drafted more Mike Evans. But his ADP was a little high for me. I thought the whole value on him last year was that you got him later. Then he performed the way he did. And I was like, you know what? He's just going to – and to tag along on that, not to steal him if you're going to say him, but also Chris Godwin. I grabbed him once in a money league the last draft that I did. Remember when we did this draft and then the next league I told you I had one after? I grabbed him then. So.
I mean, if a guy I got too much of, we'll go with, like, I'm going to say Kevin Singletary. Like, damn, bro.
Yeah.
The Giants are going to be so bad. That offensive line is total horse crap.
Oh, no. Did you – no, that's not true at all. Did you see how good Andrew Thomas's stats were?
Yeah, one guy out of 5.
You said lying.
One guy out of 5. I'm not saying it was him. I know you're a Giants fan, but the line's terrible. Just like everybody thought the Patriots line was terrible. We eke out a win with Rhamonster getting $120.
Really I also think that the
carries and $120.
Yeah, but
and a tutty
was really, really bad as well.
It was at home. It was in Cincinnati. But they suck in the beginning of the season. Historically.
Yeah, you see Brees fumbling already?
No, that's good though. I don't have the game on, so don't even mention anything about it.
Well, their chat is talking about it right now.
Good for them. I'm not looking at the chat. I got my Fantasy Pros so I can see players and have stats up.
Chill.
But I'm not having stats up.
Don't tell the chat they don't matter. What the fuck, bro? Don't do that. All right. Well, I also. What about Oh, sorry. Just said this. SARS, I will say, I just made a joke to Piff that I want to do a bunch of last-minute survivor pools because I was knocked out of 90% of mine because I also picked the Bengals. And, so many. I'll never pick the same team in a bunch of survivor pools ever again.
I picked Tampa. But I also only have one survivor pool, and that's the podcast one. And I'm in a bunch of pick'em leagues that I'm doing horrible in.
Has Debo always been number one, or he changed to number one and I missed it?
No, if he's number one, he changed to it. I don't think he used to be 16 or something, right? 19 he was.
Dude, they went to throw to number one. I was like, who the fuck is that guy? And then all of a sudden I looked and it had a captain thing on. And I was like, is that Debo? And then I saw it was Debo. This might be one of those games. You said I'd talk about it, but I'm going to say it. The Niners just went 3-and-out. So it's 0-0 still.
So, Rhamonster Stevenson's the man.
Okay, so I was going to wait till we talk about this. So, Rhamonster Stevenson. I've been now I'm just going to say it. I've been all about him this entire offseason. Piff's been off him. And pretty much Piff was saying really disrespectful things.
Extremely.
It's ridiculous. No, I was 100% wrong on Rhamonster. Now, to be fair, that was before the redraft show, and most of the bad things I said about him were mostly long-term dynasty. He got a contract, and he's performing really well. It is what it is. I could see the difference between me and a lot of other people is I'm not going to shoo it under the rug. I'm not going to act like I didn't say stuff. I'm not going to act like I'm never wrong. I'm not going to act like my opinion can't change. I was 100% wrong on Rhamonster Stevenson. I mean, so incredibly wrong. So incredibly wrong. Now, that being said, did I admit the last couple weeks that I was coming around a little bit, and did I actually grab him in a ton of redrafts?
Of course.
Better believe it. And my money leagues are thanking me for it. Now, the funny part is, who did you play over Rhamonster?
Najee,
Yeah.
who was running back 29,
Okay.
and Zamir White, who was running back 44.
Your
And
boy
Stevenson was the running back 4 on the week.
had some teams with a mishmash of those running backs and Rhamonster Stevenson, and I played Rhamondre.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest with you. If I was even thinking, I don't know. No, it's a massive mistake. But every league that I played him in, I'm winning. So I can't really. Or close.
I have a couple. I have McCaffrey in, and I couldn't replace him, and then I looked, and I was already so far ahead that I'm pretty sure I'm okay.
I'm pretty sure I smacked you in TVD with my running back quadruplet.
Oh, I didn't even check that one yet.
That's a money one.
We'll talk about that one for sure.
Yeah, tomorrow, Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday. So, guys, we were originally
even Kamara. I mean, he did good.
He did good. He looked good. That was the main part. It's not just that he did well; it's that he looked good.
15 times for 80.
Oh, sorry. Move on.
15 times for 83 yards and caught all 5 of his targets for 27.
Yeah. So I just want to say, like, all the people that said he was.
Nice.
Yeah. Sorry. All the people that said he was, not going to do well, and so like, thank you for letting him fall in drafts so he could grab him like 4th or 5th round. That's insane.
I mean, the top 10 running backs on the week. I mean, Saquon was number 1. Joe Mixon was number 2.
Yep.
J.K. Dobbins, dude. Wow.
Hey,
J.K. Dobbins.
Who's been all about J.K. Dobbins?
You. But I've been trying to get in on him because he's so cheap late in these redrafts.
I've never done that in my life. That's hilarious. I've never done that.
I couldn't snag him.
Yeah, so I'm pretty happy about that.
So I wish I grabbed more J.K. Dobbins for sure. Stevenson's 4.
Can I be honest? I wish I grabbed more of them, and I grabbed a ton. And I still wish I grabbed more.
Stevenson's 4. Kamara 5. K-Walk 6. He had a good game. And Charbonnet had a good game.
Charbonnet looked really good in the receiving game, too.
I mean, Aaron Jones and Kenneth Walker were tied in points, so they're both 6. So it goes straight to 8, and then James Conner's 8. Devon A-Chain 9. And Tony Pollard 10. He had a good game.
Yes.
His stat line.
I'll add him to my wish I drafted more of. We should have just followed the money. We should have realized I don't care if the coach says it's going to be 50-50. There might even be 60-40 weeks. There might be 50-50 weeks. And there might be 70-30 weeks. Regardless, Pollard is the clearly better back. Maybe that ankle injury was 100% legit. He wasn't making excuses. And he looked good.
Well, he had 16 carries, 82 yards. Averaged 5 yards a carry.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had 3 catches on 4 targets for 12 yards.
Oh my God.
I'm not watching anything, so I don't know
God.
what you're talking about.
He looked so good. Bro, that catch? Don't tell me I'm going to add Garrett Wilson. I grabbed Garrett Wilson in 0 redrafts. Don't tell me I'm going to regret this. He just made an incredible catch. It was probably only like 15, 20 yards, but it was like just the way he turned and got it and rolled. It just looked so good.
Awesome. And David Montgomery, your guy.
Yep.
He's your guy. He was finished 11th. And Brian Robinson Jr. rounds up the top 12.
I will call that guy our guy, even though you can call him your guy if you want. But like when you called him your guy, I immediately spoke out and said, I agree. I'm in.
Yeah.
I said that Eckler would have some flex relevance in garbage time. And I literally specifically referenced garbage time. I said the team would be shitty and he would just get random. And he did. He did barely anything the entire game. And then at the very end of the game, he catches a bunch of passes. Just to be flex worthy.
I mean, now I'm not going to just go into like naming all these in order, but like guys I expected more from that didn't do much would be like Najee, obviously, Zamir White, DeAndre Swift. Like what happened?
DeAndre Swift, I'm so glad I didn't touch that.
Javonte Williams, Chase Brown.
He looked so bad, Javonte.
A-Chain came up banged up.
Yep.
That's not good at the end of the game, so maybe Mostert will come around.
I think they're just going to keep using him more in the receiving game and a little less in the running game.
Chuba Hubbard, massive disappointment.
Yes.
Julian McLaughlin. That's just for running backs. I mean, there's plenty of other turds that happen, but
yeah, I don't expect anything from Julian McLaughlin unless Javonte completely loses his job.
Now, seeing I went through the running backs, you want to go through wide receivers or something? Talk about some wideouts. Seeing your Garrett Wilson went off. You said he had like a nice catch.
He just had a really nice catch.
Biggest surprise for me out of the wide receivers was Jameson Williams, dude. Wow.
Oh, yeah, I'm very happy about that. That was great. That was weird about Amon-Ra. We should talk about that.
Yeah, yeah.
It just didn't work out for him, and then Jameson Williams just more explosive. So, like, that happened, and, like, I don't know if that's going to happen every week, but I am going to say that in a home league, the guy I was facing dropped Jameson Williams to grab. He drafted in the 10th round and then dropped him to grab a second defense because he grabbed I forgot who he grabbed. He grabbed a defense who had a bad week 1 matchup, but then was good the rest of the season. So he just dropped Jameson Williams, and I picked him up because I happened to put somebody on the IR. And then next thing you know, he did that on my bench. I immediately put him on the trade block.
My second big in ranking of surprises was Jaden Reed, dude. What the hell? I mean, I expected him to be good. I expected him to be good, but I didn't expect him to be that good.
Agreed. I think we were both Reed guys, right?
Oh yeah, I love Jaden Reed, but I mean, you know,
I just like not only do we love him, but like we were always like even before we were big on him, we were always like he's the guy above Watson because you know there's a lot of people who for a while haven't shut up about being Watson guys.
Yeah, well, I was a Wicks guy, and after what I seen Friday, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, and like I think
dropping passes, fighting with the quarterback, like relax, bro.
yeah, and then not only that, now Jordan Love's out for however long, and you think like now that just downgrades all the options too.
It's just a massive disappointment for me. You know, I touted him all off season. Dud.
Yep.
Alec Pierce, dude, out of nowhere.
Yes, out of nowhere.
What the hell?
That was an example of. I'm afraid they just drafted another receiver. They 2 years in a row they've drafted receivers. They're trying to phase me out. I need to show them that they actually need me.
Well, I mean, he caught a 60-yard bomb, and he caught a 50-yard bomb. And three targets, 3 catches.
Yep.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be consistent, but that was definitely good to see because he was. Everybody was looking at him like he isn't going to do anything.
Green over to Wilson, dude. He's just spamming it to Wilson over and over and over, dude.
I was very happy about the performance of Brian Thomas Jr.
I was very, very, very happy about that. I have a couple leagues and we'll talk about this. It's no different than a lot of people are going to say this. A lot of pods say this, but week one is one of those measuring sticks where sometimes you're going to lose week one and you can't get mad at yourself. If you have a guy who went off the bench, do not look at it as, oh man, I fucked up. Brees Hall touchdown. Damn it.
Yes. That helped my buddy hit a parlay. That's cool.
I don't know why I said damn it. That's actually good. I'm only facing him in one league. I have him in a bunch.
I have him in so many money leagues, dude. So I'm so pumped that he scored a touchdown. Lad McConkey.
That damn it was not fantasy related. That was me wanting in real life Aaron Rodgers to get a passing touchdown. That was a real life thing. So Lad McConkey, be happy about that. I would. I think it's actually funny. The only
showing he can be usable,
Yeah, the only rookie wide receiver that really didn't do anything was Marvin Harrison. Oh, and Matt Mitchell, I guess. But
that was a massive disappointment too. Yeah, but I mean, you expected Marv to get peppered, and he got maybe 4 or 5 targets, and he caught 1 for 4 yards. So
this is how many?
I don't want that.
This is how many? 3 targets.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 targets for 4 yards.
Crap.
1 for 4 yards.
So I mean, you figure next week that's going to change. They're not going to.
Oh,
they're not going to keep that as a thing. They're going to want to change that.
Of course, but at the same time, it is one of those things.
Another surprise, dude. Jerry Jeudy scored a touchdown, bro.
That got hurt, though. Yeah.
What?
That got hurt.
What? Mac Hollins, he looks usable.
Amari Cooper.
Looks terrible.
Wasn't his fault as much as Watson's, in my opinion.
Jalen McMillan looks like he could be a thing.
First NFL catch was a touchdown.
And he dropped another one. So he would have had 2 touchdowns that game.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that. I only watched Red Zone, I'm not gonna lie. So I missed a lot of obvious, things happen so fast.
I mean, Malik Neighbors was a disappointment, but that's not his fault. That team's just terrible.
I think he looked good for how bad Daniel Jones looked. When he got the ball and got yards, I was like, oh, he looked good. He's on pace for 1,100 something yards right now. But it sucks that Daniel Jones looks so bad. That being said, if Daniel Jones is really, really bad, and it's something that we have to, I don't know. If the Giants have to get another quarterback next year, it's really not that bad. There's actually some pretty good quarterbacks coming out next year, and I only know that now because we started playing Debbie this year. Some of those developmental leagues, now I'm starting to see all these quarterbacks and watch their gameplay and watch a little bit of games, and I'm like, oh, actually, I wouldn't mind this guy at the Giants now. And a lot of people want the Giants to do bad for 2 years and get Arch Manning. I'm like, well, Arch Manning hasn't done anything.
You don't want to plan on being bad for 2 years, that's for sure.
And I agree. But there's good quarterbacks coming out next year that are actually good.
I mean, yeah, but you just don't always have to take a quarterback in the first round either.
100%.
I mean, I know people do, but you don't have to. You find guys.
You know what, dude? Who knows who the free agents are next year? What if you just actually sign a vet?
Oh, when we get to the quarterbacks, we got to talk about our guy. Anyway, Wan'Dale Robinson, looking like he could be usable too, with the many targets he's getting.
I would call him flexy.
Yeah, Greg Dortch flexy.
I've been saying Dortch, dude. I know a lot of other people are. I'm not acting like he's a guy only I discovered, but I will say I've been screaming Dortch all off season. There's a couple guys I was wrong about. Jacoby Myers, unfortunately, did drop a touchdown, I think.
I mean, Puka got hurt, so Puka's gonna be. He's on the IR. He's gonna be on the IR for 4 weeks.
A lot of people are gonna want Demarcus Robinson.
I say get Whittington. I still say it. Get him.
I think Whittington has a chance.
Kobe Parkinson.
You know how heavy I've gone on Whittington in the waivers after and the very late drafts. I was getting him in the third, fourth, and fifth. But like I've been very heavy on him. I heard a lot of good things from a couple sources I had a week before it started breaking on season. So I don't know if you noticed, but I started grabbing that guy on the waivers, and everybody's like, "Why are you grabbing that guy?" I'm part of the reason I hit a huge went on the trending because I win like 200 leagues and grabbed him in all our old leagues too. I went in like almost every single one.
Some serious duds in the 50s and 60s of wide receivers, dude, that were supposed to do some really good things and did absolutely nothing.
Yes.
All right, we're going deep, okay? Not even really. I'm in the hundreds. So I'm not going to go farther than 100. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yep.
0.04 points in standard, dude. That's horrible. He was number 100. Yeah, it's not. It's for some reason it's not because I'm breaking it up. It's not in. Oh, hold on, I'll change it. Here we go. For some reason, no, it keeps going back.
Sorry, standard players.
So, all right, I'm going to 100, and Marv's at 98. So it wasn't that big a deal. That was horrible. I mean, he's going to get peppered with targets next time. I'm not worried yet. Not. Hopkins.
Yeah.
He didn't do good. Will Levis was awful. Roma Dunze didn't do good. He got hurt. He's also he's getting MRI.
Yep.
Who else? Chris Olave did absolute garbage, but Derek Carr and that team went off.
Well, yes. What's up, Jamie? How about that team doing that well and somehow Olave doing that bad? I mean,
that was crazy.
Hey, man, how about don't talk crap about your quarterback and your team 2 weeks before the season? And hey, how about don't be all negative all the time about your quarterback and then expect him to target you? Because there was plenty to go around. None of it went to Olave.
I expected a little more from Demario Douglas as a Patriots fan, but he didn't do anything. Drake London didn't do anything. Curtis Samuel didn't do anything. Josh Palmer, Amari Cooper, Terry McLaurin did absolute garbage. Jackson Smith to Jigma 3 points. You know, like
I'm disappointed about that, but I think we're gonna have a better game next week.
Amon Ra, some people took 101. Some people I know in the Superflex draft, and you scored 4.3 points.
Well, first of all,
shout out Bear and Kill Harry. What up?
Listen. There's no world where Amon Ra should have been 101. I love Amon Ra. I'm a huge Amon Ra guy. I don't know why that happened, and that's crazy.
Because this is a guy that takes N'Keal Harry 101 in the rookie draft. Same guy.
Yeah, but that was an actual thing at the time. Guys like Smitty making everybody think that.
This at the time. This dude just was like, I'm a Pats fan. I'm taking N'Keal Harry.
I haven't checked anything of his in so long, but like the amount of takes that he had, where the guys either don't play anymore or just didn't work out, is insane. He told everybody Darrell Henderson was going to be giant. He told everybody how good N'Keal Harry was, and he was the 101 above everybody else. He had so many takes that just completely were. What about what was that? Who was that random Niners wide receiver that he said was going to take Debo and Ayuk?
Danny Gray.
Yeah, and it's like
Danny Gray.
It's like, what? Do you just randomly find these random people and just say, "This is the guy I'm playing it to"? But anyways.
Jordan Addison got hurt. He's not going to be out long. DK Metcalf sucked.
Oh no, DK Metcalf got shut down by Patrick Surtain. I'm going to excuse that for 1 week.
I'm not excusing anything. He sucked.
He's the highest paid corner in the league because he's a shutdown corner.
Michael Wilson was awesome.
Hold on. We have to go back. You have to be
realistic.
No, we don't. Why not?
Because they have Geno Smith throwing the ball. That's why.
It doesn't matter. Tyler Lockett looks fine. He
did okay.
Metcalf will be fine next week. You watch.
I hope you're right. I got a lot of TK. He's my like fourth and fifth receiver where I have him, but I hope he does good.
Who's hurt? I think it's a lineman.
Michael Wilson looked really good.
Michael Wilson looked really good, better than Marvin Harrison.
But I think that's it for wide receivers anyway.
Yeah,
At the end, you want to do like waivers or whatever?
Yeah.
Do that at the end?
Yeah, let's go quarterback. Or let's go tight ends first. Tight ends, they almost all sucked. They almost all suck.
Yeah, all the good ones.
Yeah, I was about to say that. All the ones, if you're playing basketball and you have multiple tight ends, then cool. But other than that, you weren't playing Foster Moreau and people like that. There's some people who might have been scraping by and playing Chig. I know I had some dynasties where I'm like really, really light on my tight ends. And, Chig Okonkwo was like my best tight end, and I actually had to play him. He got a touchdown, and I was like, sweet.
All right. Well, the top 10 tight ends. All right.
Okay.
PPR. We'll start at the bottom. We'll start at number. We'll do 12. Noah Gray, tight end 12.
Okay.
On the week.
Don't expect that again. Kelsey.
I had a Fryermuth and I had a Kelsey.
Yeah.
11 was Dallas Goedert.
Okay.
10 was Trey McBride.
Okay.
David Njoku was 9. He's out.
Okay.
Sam Laporta did good. He was number 8.
Keep going. My thing's being stupid. I'm gonna reload.
Colby Parkinson was number 7. He did very well. I thought he's gonna pick up some slack for Puka. Chig Okonkwo got in the end zone. Kyle Pitts got in the end zone. Chig was 6. Juwan Johnson was 5. Kyle Pitts was 4. Brock Bowers, the rookie, was tight end 3. Foster Moreau was tight end 2. And Isaiah Likely, tight end 1 on the week. And should probably be the top waiver ad of all time this week. Like, everybody should spend the majority of their fab on this guy. Because he's going to be a thing all by himself. Other waiver wire ads. Tucker Kraft. Dalton Schultz did okay. Jake Ferguson's out. I don't know who's going to replace him. I didn't watch much of that game. So I don't know who came in after him. Mark Andrews, don't panic. He's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's just like figure as likely as the wide receiver 2 on that team, and Andrews will be okay. Don't worry. He's probably still a little banged up from the car accident. Everything's going to be all right. Elijah Higgins was used, even with Trey McBride on the field, so he still got some points. Greg Dulcich looks like he could potentially be a thing down the line. Mike Gesicki almost scored a touchdown, dropped it like a bum. Disappointments. Luke Musgrave, like, where did you go? He just went nowhere. He was non-existent all game. I think he got like a couple targets and did nothing with them. Dropped one of them that I seen. Yeah, he had 2 targets. That's not good in week 1. So Tucker Kraft, he did a little better. He was close to the top 12. He's 16th this week. And his stat line was 2 catches on 3 passes for 37 yards. So a little more, not as more usage, but the same, but actually did something with it. That's all I really got to say about tight ends. I haven't really been looking at the chat, so anybody in the chat, I'm sorry. I'm all by myself, so I gotta bring up some stuff. Yeah, so I'll move to the quarterbacks. Josh Allen, the man, unbeatable. The guy is a freak. He's not going anywhere. He's going to be the QB1 for a while.
Sorry about that.
Hey, Tomcat's back.
Sorry about that, guys.
Blasting through the tight ends.
When I'm on the laptop, I'm on Wi-Fi. When I get the camera tomorrow and we record on Wednesday, then I'll be on direct Ethernet, so we'll be good. And it'll stop happening. Sorry about this the last couple episodes, guys. I appreciate it. I
went through the tight ends and said likely
is down to one, and then it cut out. I got down to likely, and you saying he was the top end. I agree. And
I was saying how Andrew's a disappointment and not to panic. Dalton Kincaid, disappointment, not to panic. I didn't even talk about them. Evan Ingram, I'm worried about. Evan Ingram, I'm worried a lot about because where did all the targets go? He was like non-existent in that offense. That's a problem.
I think it was a 1 week thing. I think that's fine.
You think so? I hope so. I hope you're right.
I think so. It was a weird week. It was a weird game. It was a low-scoring game. It was 20-17. It just is what it is. Christian Kirk was off. I mean, everybody was off, dude. The only one that wasn't off was Brian Thomas. That's clearly his guy. On a side note, selfishly, I got to mention this, guys. Out of all the leagues, there's only 2 leagues right now that are redraft ones that I'm like. I mean, there's tons of money leagues I'm in that I care about. I care about all my leagues, but there's a couple where it's like they really get to me at certain things. Like there's this one league where it's the first league I ever joined for fantasy, and I went to bed thinking I definitely had a loss, and I woke up to just regular PPR. I woke up to 32 points from Cooper Kupp. So, because I fell asleep during the game. So I didn't know it went to overtime. I didn't know he had 21 targets, all that other stuff. So I wake up, and his kicker is Jake Moody, and he needs 18 points. He's already at 9 because, of course, the 2 field goals that he's made are a 40-plus yard and a 52-yard. So he already has 9 points just in the 2 kicks, and we're at the beginning of the second quarter. There's so much of the game left, and it's like, Niners, you need to score touchdowns so Jake Moody can just hit 1-pointers. Like, stop with these 4 or 5 points a kick. So I'm getting nervous because I think I might lose to this guy after thinking I have Dak in that league, and this will segue into our quarterbacks. We'll talk about that. I had Dak in that league, and he got, in regular PPR, he just has 11.46. So I was very, very disappointed. I understand why he didn't do well because they got a punt return touchdown and they're just beating the shit out of him. But, man, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, man. He was wide receiver 2 on the week. I think he'll be okay. It's still early. He's not at 18 yet.
I know. But I'm like, I literally am ahead of him, like, or I was ahead of him, like, 17.94. So it's like, if he gets to 18, he wins by 0.06. Speaking of that, in our money redraft league, I have Dak, and he didn't do very well. And I last minute tinkered, and not that he did well, but I benched Gus Edwards for somebody else. I forgot who it was, and Gus got 1 more point, and I lost by less than a point to Hitman. So if I had just not tinkered at the last minute, I would have had uneventful flex, but I would have won by a point instead of losing by less than a point. Oh, it's painful. How'd you do in that league?
The free draft for the redraft show?
The redraft
I'm
show.
winning right now. I was winning. I'll look right now.
I'm pulling it up as we speak. I lost to Hitman 128.58 to 127.71.
I'm winning by
JSN.
30. I'm winning by 33 points, and he has Brees Hall, Debo. And I have nothing. But I'm winning.
Oh yeah. I am very sad. I'm not gonna be able to get over that fact, but I'm so sad in the redraft show one that I was one pick away from Cup, and then Cup did what he did in week 1. Who gets hurt, so now he's just gonna keep doing what he's doing. And I had a chance. My roster right now, if I ended up with
well, a miracle.
Waddle.
A miracle. I always mess that up. Yeah. Waddle did good.
Waddle. But think about this. If I didn't have with Waddle, my team would be, or my wide receiver core would have been CeeDee Lamb and Cooper Kupp.
Damn. Giants fan got his butt kicked by a Merkel, Josh Allen, Barkley, Evans, Ford. Except he just got whooped.
He already got whooped. He has Conklin in right now too.
And then the next group was FF Swole Batman versus SARS. It's another beatdown.
Yeah. Swole Bat, I feel bad. I mean, SARS already said he left. He had to go, but man, he got mollywopped. But hey,
Ferguson didn't help him, and Zamir White and Caleb Williams. Sutton too.
He waited really long on quarterback. Oh, he should have played Purdy probably.
Probably should have played Cooks.
Also, we got to mention that SARS lost CMC as well.
And then Sweaty Pete beat Lord Davis on a close one, 20-point difference. He's got Kittle in there. So that's an easy win.
He already won. Davis has played out. He won. He's just adding on to the score.
And Tommy Dog beat Steel City.
In a good matchup, 17-point game. Not bad.
Yep.
Yeah, me and
I'll be sweating this out.
All right, it was 8.58.
In one league, champion of champions.
0.87. Hitman beat me by 0.87.
The score was Ray 122.1 to me 121.97.
Oh man.
Brutal loss. I blame it on ETN for dropping that touchdown he had.
How about, I'm about to say.
Fumbling at the goal line.
I'm about to say.
He still did good. Tank Bigsby.
Yes.
No, he looked good.
He looked good. Now, do I think he's going to steal ETN's job? No. But I think he's what I said. I think he's going to be a valuable handcuff. If ETN goes down, or if you just need a emergency flex or emergency RB2, like say you're a team that went heavy on wide receivers, and then you have one of these running backs that we talked about that might be actual duds, not just week 1 duds, then yeah, it might be actually useful. I mean, you're talking about the just in case aspect of J.K. Dobbins, and then look at that. He's looking like he's going to be the running back on your team you actually want to play. Now, that being said, he had 2 giant explosive runs, so is there a chance that he won't keep doing this? There's a chance, but Gus didn't look that good, so why wouldn't they keep going with Dobbins? 25.
Right. Now, do you want to move on to the QBs? Finish this up and then do the waivers?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's a full start with the top 12 quarterbacks. Just run through them quick.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford was 12. Jordan Love going to be out a few weeks with a MCL sprain.
Yeah, if somebody's dumb enough to drop him, guys, and you have an IR, and they just didn't
pay attention, it happens all the time.
It's rare, but it happens all. I mean, I won't say as funny as I'm going to say it's rare. You're right. It does happen a lot more.
It happens more often than you'd think.
Yeah. So
especially with the leagues we're in.
Ooh, Mason looks good, guys. Anyways, so yeah, it's just one of those things. If you see somebody drop him and you're in a redraft league, grab him and IR him because he's going to come back and he looks really good that first week.
Jalen Hurts was 10.
Yep.
Tua was 9.
Mm-hmm.
Stroud was 8. He looked awesome.
He did.
Gino was 7.
What's that?
Gino was 7.
Oh, what, can you say the name again?
He sucks, and you heard me. Derek Carr, who also sucks, it was number 6. And then when we get to the real quarterbacks up here,
Derek Carr does not suck.
Lamar Jackson. He didn't suck this week, but he's probably a good waiver pickup for now.
I think he's a good streamer.
We'll leave it at that.
I think he's a good streamer. He's gonna have some bad weeks, but he's gonna have
in most super flex leagues, he's not gonna be out there. But in the one QB, he should be available.
Listen, if you're the Jordan Love owner, he might be the guy on your radar.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what your league's like. There's some.
Well, I mean, he would be my second. He would be my second ad if it was like a regular. Like I needed a quarterback. I lost.
Yeah.
I lost Love, or I have Watson and Bo Nix. You know.
Yeah. And a lot of people at home might be like in one of those leagues where everybody has a second quarterback.
Well, like if you grab, everybody has a second quarterback. Drop your backup, who's not very good. Like, let's say you have Gardner Minshew, Bryce Young, Will Levis. Like you might with Jacoby Brissett, just to name a few. Daniel Jones, dump those.
I saw plenty of leagues where people had those guys as their second quarterback, and Derek Carr is still sitting on waivers. Yeah,
100%. Absolutely. Lamar Jackson was 5. He had a great game. Anthony Richardson was 4.
Yeah, he had a huge game, but he did not have a lot of good. I'm scared of his weapons, and in our podcast league, I broke my rule, and Michael Pittman fell so far that I did pick him up. Now that being said, he was my wide receiver 3, and so like it doesn't hurt me. But like when I do look at some of the names that went in the draft around him, it does make me kind of sad because I would have taken every single one of them.
Jaden Daniels, he didn't do that good throwing the ball, but he had like 16 or 18 carries. I don't know. I can't remember with my glasses, but so he's running the ball, and he's your quarterback 3 on the week. The biggest surprise, I would say, even bigger than Derek Carr, is Baker Mayfield, dude.
Baker Mayfield looked good, and did you hear what his coach told him?
No.
Okay, so he basically told him that he has the job. Don't play scared. Don't play like you're going to get benched. Don't play like you're going to get replaced. You're going to get betrayed. This is your team. Be confident. You make an interception, I want you to just shake it off, and I want you to go back out there the next drive, and I want you to sling it again. He let him know they have full confidence in him. Play loose. Like, play the way you want to play. Don't play scared because you think you might lose your job. He paid you. You're the quarterback. Do it. And then that confidence. This is how he responded. And Jordan Mason just rushed in a touchdown.
I have him as my captain in one of my lineups.
Hell yeah. But yeah, so I was pretty impressed. Oh, there's a flag in the play.
I got Garendo in 1 and 2 because I didn't know what was going to happen.
Oh my god!
I wanted to be different because it's like one of those with like hundreds of thousands of people.
Touchdown got called back as Debo held.
Good job, Debo.
Anybody?
I love that guy. Love that guy.
Oh, that was a really nice run and a really nice touchdown, dude. It was like 20 yards. Maybe it was like 19, but it was like right around the 20. Oh, that's
and
really bad.
Josh Allen is a beast, and he's gonna just be a beast. He doesn't need weapons. He's the weapon all on his own.
You have to accept that there's going to be games that you go in there, you're scared the first quarter or so, and then he just pulls it together, rushes a bunch, throws some touchdowns, and just pulls it all together. That's just what he does.
All right, so now they announced that Malik Willis is going to start for Jordan Love.
Yeah, they're not going to go out and try to get anybody because they don't even want to try to have
only leagues you should be grabbing him in is a super flex league.
Only one.
Other than that, don't even bother.
He's not going to. I mean, listen, if we're wrong, we're wrong, but I just do not see a world where he comes out and lights the world on fire.
I mean, if he had to have done a lot of work, and he's coming in pretty much. I mean, he's been there, but not too long. So
no, he's only been there like a week and a half or something like that.
I think he was on the practice squad for a little bit beforehand and got cut.
He got traded. Let me see the date. He just got traded by the Titans. I don't think it was that long ago. Let me double check though.
No, I want you to double check that. But anyway, just my waiver guys, because those guys the only be there would be Baker and Derek Carr.
And that's mostly the guys who lost Jordan Love.
You're not maybe Sam Darnold if you get frisky.
But I think that's more of to replace your backup or to get somebody while Jordan Love's up. That's not to replace Dak didn't do that well this week. I'm gonna no, don't do anything dumb like that. No, that's crazy. Don't do anything like that. Dak had a bad week because his team scored a punt return touchdown, had a crazy good defense, and they couldn't do anything. So it just is what it is. When you have a special teams touchdown and you're shutting down the other team, you don't really need the quarterback to do much. And then Ezekiel Elliott got the touchdown that took away from Dak. It just is what it is. This is what it is. You got to accept it. You got to keep playing Dak. You don't draft Dak to get him and then also be like, Derek Carr had a good week. I'm going to grab him and start streaming him. No, you just play Dak. Dak does what he does. He's known to start a little slow. You know you're mostly getting for that run he's about to go on. And he usually has an early to mid bye. Oh, and Debo gets the rushing touchdown instead. Let me get this straight. Debo forces a hold, which takes away Jordan Mason's touchdown. They give Jordan Mason another run. He has an awesome run, gets him down to the 2-yard line. And then instead of giving it to Jordan Mason, they give it to Debo, and he rushes in a 2-yard touchdown instead of Jordan Mason. Come on, man. You clearly just screwed him over. All right.
Running backs, we're going to hit some running back waivers right here. Because the quarterbacks, there isn't really much except, if you're in desperate need. This is in no particular order. But guys that I see that may be on waivers that I would be interested in would be like a Madison.
Yes.
That pains me.
As much as we think that it might just be a 1-week thing. Zamir could actually still pop back, but he didn't look that great. He fumbled the ball, and when Madison came in, he looked better. I do think I don't think it's going to mean that Madison comes in and he's just amazing, but there's that world where he comes in and these guys split. They split more than we think, or he just takes some of those first and second down carries, and he takes a lot of the targets. So it's possible.
Okay.
I'm also hearing a lot about Laube, dude. So eventually he might get worked in, and then it'll make it even murkier. Sorry, I just had to add that part.
That's good. I'm glad you added that because I heard that he wasn't even involved this week, so I don't even know if he was active.
He was inactive.
Yeah, so there's that.
That might change how bad Zamir was.
The next guy I'm gonna go with he's an older dude, but he proved to be productive this week, we'll go with Jamal Williams behind Kamara.
Yeah, good handcuff. He might be a good handcuff and a serviceable.
This is the time you want to grab these guys because you're not going to get another chance to maybe get your handcuff to some of these guys you want to have.
Mm-hmm. And having somebody else with handcuffs is good because then you have a straight up just extra guy of somebody like I have leagues where I have Jordan Mason and I don't have him. I have leagues where I have some of these other guys and I don't have the actual guy who's the starter, but I'm happy to have the handcuff because in my eyes, when that guy goes down,
that's another running back to your stable.
Yeah, or even the other guy gets desperate and wants to trade with me.
Even better.
I almost made a trade earlier, and I kind of almost talked the guy out of it because it's my cousin, and I was like, I don't know if you actually need him. But my cousin's ahead in a money league by a lot, and then he wanted to trade me for Jordan Mason, but I couldn't think of anything short notice because it was only like a half hour before the game. Because obviously McCaffrey was started like an hour before the game, so like 20, maybe 20 or 40 minutes, maybe half hour before the game, my cousin hits me up and asks me for Mason. And I couldn't do it because we couldn't come to terms on anything that fast because I would probably want Mason and one of my wide receivers for an upgraded wide receiver. So
the next guy I'm gonna say is probably Zach Charbonnet.
Oh, really quick before I forget. How about Chase Brown?
Did not look good. But I'm chalking that up to the Pats defense. They're pretty good.
I don't know. Moss looked pretty fucking good. Limited touches and he looked good. Just saying.
I mean, he was involved. You know what I mean? He had 11 carries. 11 yards on 3 carries. So. And he caught all 3 of his targets.
He's been a little more like a spell the other back than he seems like an actual co-starter.
Yeah.
But I just had to say that because I was pretty adamant about that in the offseason.
But I mean, if Rico Dowdle's out there, grab him. Tank Bigsby, Bucky Irving, he looked good. Justice Hill. Derrick Henry had an off game. Justice Hill might be the passing down guy, so you might want to grab him.
Or whenever they're down, I could see them being up against bad or middle of the range teams, and Derrick Henry getting a ton of carries and just grinding it out. And I could see games against teams like the Chiefs where they have to chuck it a bunch, and then they chuck it over to Justice Hill because Justice Hill was. Even though we know it's not this case, he was hyped up like they wanted him to be Kamara and they wanted him to catch a bunch of passes. So, now that they're actually using him like that, it's like, hey, maybe he's just the receiving back. I think that's a game script thing when they're down. I don't think that's going to be the case when they're grinding it out. I think when they have the lead, they're going to rely on Derrick Henry. Does. But I think that's a game-by-game thing is what I'm saying.
Did it again. All right.
Yeah.
And that's about it for running backs for me.
For ones that you like, I really like.
Oh no, just for the ones we already went through them. So I'm just saying the waiver guys.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I mean for waivers. There's a couple more that I was saying that if you have deep enough rosters, or if they're the guy you need to grab. As crazy as this is gonna sound, there might be a league out there where J.K. Dobbins is sitting there on the waiver. Now, is it likely? No. But I was in one league where he made it to the last round somehow.
Oh, and I wanted to add one more to the list too. Sorry, I just wanted to.
That's okay.
Remember Jalen Wright, because we don't know what's going on with.
I 100% support that with Mostert.
Devon A-Chain.
Or Mostert. Mostert got hit hard too. You didn't know that?
No.
Mostert got hit really hard on the shoulder, and after that he didn't really any use it. And they didn't say he was hurt. He's not on the injury report or anything, but he visibly got hit with a really hard shot, and then like everybody was like talking about like, wow, that was like a bad look for him to be on the year for. So like, there's a chance both are banged up already in week 1.
And so Jeff Wilson too then, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Because he didn't practice today, so you're right. He didn't practice today.
I'm more over the mind that I'll never touch Jeff Wilson ever again. I've already fell for that trap too many times. I don't care what he does. I don't care if he can be on anybody else's roster. Me personally, I will never touch Jeff Wilson ever again. I agree with what you're saying. No. I agree with what you're saying. I had to make that statement. I had to make. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I do agree with your statement that he should be grabbed. I'm saying, me personally, he has burned me so many times that
you never will.
I have to say that I would never grab him. There's other people I would grab over him. I'm trying to think of who. There was another running back that I was thinking that if he's out there, you should grab. Antonio Gibson was banged up a little bit, and Rhamonster is doing really, really well. But with all this usage, there's always a chance he could be hurt. So you definitely want to grab him just in case, especially if you're the Rhamonster owner.
I mean, if you have real deep league, if you have really, really deep league, Michael Hasty.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, but I added him in a bunch of, like right before week 1, I added him in a bunch of old dynasties. I just saw him there and heard that he was, after Kevin Harris got cut, I immediately started grabbing Hasty. I was like, oh, okay. I got you. For running backs on the waivers, there's one more I was thinking of. I don't know why I can't remember.
Patterson?
Oh, check all your waivers for Bucky Irvin.
Oh yeah, I said him. So that's cool. Yeah, definitely.
No, you said he was really, really good. Did you mention him on the waivers? That's my bad. I missed that one.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so I agree. 100% him. I'll grab Shipley, and if you're the Saquon owner, you probably want Shipley or Kenny Gainwell, the new Kenny G, because as awesome as Barkley is, he could get banged up. You never know. Jordan Mason's already 10 for 67, and he should have a touchdown.
It's beautiful.
So, yeah, I would say, what about wide receivers?
Okay.
Or do you want to say wide receivers for last?
What you want to say? Yeah, because I kind of already did the tight ends. You don't really.
You're just saying likely.
Likely, Foster Moreau.
Oh, Juwan Johnson.
Yeah, Juwan Johnson. If you really want to take a shot,
He's
Colby Parkinson got a lot of targets. He should be out there.
Because we didn't talk about Njoku. If you're the Njoku owner, you need to listen to these names.
Tucker Kraft.
Taysom
Hill, he might be out there.
I wouldn't grab the Green Bay tight end because they're going to have Malik Willis.
That's why I would grab the tight end.
Nah. Not reliable.
Do we know who's backing up Ferguson?
It's Hendershot is on the Chiefs now, so it's got to be
Schoonmaker. Maybe you take a shot on him in a deep league if he's out there.
I think there's. Listen, if you're in a super deep league, then yes. But other than that, I have to assume that there's better options. I mean, Colby Parkinson even there has to be better options on your waiver than him.
I mean,
he's pretty good, so I feel like he's gonna suck up some targets.
Greg Dulcich might be out there.
Taysom Hill
he didn't do great, but I think he can do good.
Taysom Hill really did drop it. Like, he jumped up and grabbed it, and it wasn't his fault, but he tried to make a play and get a touchdown, and he ended up dropping it. But I don't even think he dropped it as much as it was just like an incompletion because he was playing. But
I mean, Noah Gray, just because he looks like he's going to be a part of that offense, a little bit.
That was a week 1 thing. I don't agree.
I'm not saying like they have them both on the field a lot. So
I would never plan. I'm just assuming he's more of a best ball guy. Is all I'm trying to say. Like, Yes, if you have him on a waiver, on a roster rather, then yeah, he might have some weeks where he pops the score or something or gets a touchdown. But like, I don't see him as an every week contributor. No, I think Worthy got limited touches. His touches are going to go up. You got to imagine that. I wouldn't be surprised if Rice started getting double digit every week. Kelsey's targets have to go up. So like, yes, he's going to spread it around a little bit, but I don't know if I would go that far. That's too deep for my original. Now in a 2 tight end league or something, yes, you want anybody with a pulse at tight end you want, just in case they get 2 catches. But I don't know if I would go into my money league trusting that. Is all I'm saying. I don't even know who the backup is on the Browns for tight end, so I don't even think I'd want to touch that.
I mean, they got a million wide receivers anyway. So,
Noah Fant.
They just signed Kadarius Toney too.
For him,
so.
He did crappy. Oh, you know what I would go for? Hayden Hurst. Now, why would I go for him? Because if I'm desperate, we went 2 for 3 for 33 yards, and the one he missed was a touchdown. So it's like he almost got a touchdown. He almost got 3 catches, 40-something yards and a touchdown. So like there is a world where Hayden Hurst might be usable. These are scraping the bottom of the barrel. These are if you're desperate because you're missing Njoku. Like these are not names that I'm like, you should go grab these names over the people you're playing right now. These are like, oh, my league is a tight end premium or even not tight end premium, and we have deep rosters, and half these guys or all these guys have backup tight ends. If that's the case and you're scraping from the bottom of the barrel, yes, you want to look at Hayden Hurst, Chigakonkwo, Greg Dulcich, like you said, Zach Ertz. Who else?
Foster Moreau should be out there, so I would make him pretty good too.
Yeah.
High up there on my priority. Yeah, I mean, Carr likes him. He played with him in Vegas. You know, could be something. I would think to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, that's more a bottom of the barrel. You're scraping by. I 100% would say out of the, on the Saints, Juwan Johnson is definitely my target. But yeah, that's
definitely the more athletic guy, that's for sure.
Yeah, because he's a big, giant wide receiver that got converted to tight end. Because he used to be, when he was first on the Sleeper app, he was eligible for both. And then when the Saints officially made him just a tight end, they took away his wide receiver eligibility. But he used to be dual. Yep. Yeah, I'd say
move on to wide receivers.
Other than that, we already said his name, but I mentioned him one more time. But if for some reason Chigakonkwo is out there, he's a touchdown reliant guy. This is scraping the bottom of the barrel. He only got 2 targets. He only got 15 yards, and he got a touchdown. It just is what it is. You're just searching for touchdowns. That's about it. That's the last name I can say. Other than that, we can move on to wide receiver.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not going too deep. I'm only going to about wide receiver 50 on the week. So I'm going to say Devon Vale.
Yeah.
8 targets, 8 catches, something like that.
Yeah.
He only had 39 yards, but 8 targets is a lot. So, you want to follow chase the volume.
Yeah. Yes. 100% agree.
My other guy would, Greg Dortch. He should be still out there.
Dortch, yeah.
People like you said, Demarcus Robinson. Somebody might say
maybe Tutu.
Tyler Johnson.
Yeah, Tutu. Remember, Tutu had weeks of relevance last year when there was no Cup and Puka, there was just Puka.
Tyler Johnson. I'm confused of why he got 7 targets. But I mean, if he's going to get 7 targets, he might be something to have. Tyler Johnson.
It's possible.
He was drafted by the Bucks, right?
Yeah. It's weird for me to hear that because I'm playing Face of the Franchise on Madden, and the team that I'm on, he's one of my wide receivers. So, like, we're talking about him now, and he's not really that relevant, but, like, in the game, he is. So it's like, oh, that's cool. We're talking about. I mean, we also got to mention on the Rams that Jordan Whittington. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, Whittington. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I had a source tell me that I should look into him about a week before he started getting added on waivers. I heard he was doing very, very well. A friend of mine goes to camp and watches camp with the Rams, and he said that he was wowing people and making plays. And I was like, okay. So I started grabbing him everywhere, and you probably noticed I all the waivers, and then the later drafts I was grabbing him in the 4th and 5th because nobody was still grabbing him. And then toward the end, I had to grab him kind of 3rd and 4th because people catch on. But for the most part, you noticed I was grabbing him, and then out of nowhere, you see Sean McVay saying he's going to be a factor this year, sooner or later, and all this other positive stuff, which could be coach speak. But I'm telling you, I heard such good things about him, and somebody who saw him in person, saw him making plays, and that's the difference. Kind of like how that friend of mine went to the Giants camp, and I told you he was seeing neighbors in person making plays, and then he said it's really different from film, and then it just looked different. But yeah, so I think Whittington is somebody to look at, guys. He might. What if Whittington does what Puka did last year? No, not that much. But I mean, what if he's from nowhere?
Some kind of volume like that. Say Cup gets hurt again, and he ends up getting some kind of crazy volume and being something.
Yeah. Well, that's the upside.
They're both hurt at the same time. You know what I mean?
I was about to say. That's the sky high upside, and then the regular upside is just, hey, if Cup's there still has to be a second target, and if it ends up being Whittington, if you end up with 7 catches for 72 yards and a touchdown, you're gonna be so happy of the guy you got off waivers. So you just never know. Or what happens if you pick him up and he has a couple good weeks and you just trade him? There's also that possibility,
So my next guy, I already said Tyler Johnson, Michael Wilson. If he's out there, grab him.
Grab Michael Wilson.
He might not be out there, but if he's out there, grab him.
Yes.
Wan'Dale Robinson. I mean, it's not sexy. He's small. He's probably going to get hurt. But he led the team in receptions, and he had 12 targets. I mean, granted, they're crappy targets. He only got 44 yards on them. But
volume is volume.
12 targets. That's nothing to scoff at. So he's definitely on the list.
There's plenty to go around, and as much as they're going to try to feed the rock to Devin Singletary, feeding the rock to Devin Singletary and Eric Gray is not the same as giving it to Saquon. They're not going to be able to sustain that. They have to throw it a lot. Even if Jalen Jones is bad, they have to attempt it. They have to keep trying. Win or lose, they have to try. They have to either be good or be bad and get a good draft pick. They can't be middle of the road. The problem with the Giants, above all, is that they tend to be just good enough to not get a good pick. It's like they fuck themselves out of the best picks, but they're never good enough to even be close to the top. I mean, obviously they had a playoff. I will say, regardless of what you want to say, they have a playoff win, and the Cowboys have won a playoff win in forever. So it is what it is. Touchdown.
All right. I mean,
wow, amazing touchdown from Mayu. Oh no, it's not a catch. Oh, never mind. Damn it.
Beautiful. Next guy, Jalen Naylor. I mean, Addison's going to be out. We don't know really what it's going to look like over there. I mean, if you're desperate, I would take a shot on Naylor.
Darnold looked good. Yes, it was against the Giants, but it doesn't matter. He looked good, and he got the ball to Jefferson. Jefferson owners don't need to be worried. Jefferson's just that good. He's going to make plays. And, Naylor's somebody to look at. I definitely agree. But it also gives me encouragement that when P.J. Hawkins was back and is actually healthy, if he can be healthy, he might be a guy you grab, stashed in the IR, and then he ends up being your playoff tight end. You might not have him most of the year, but you might be able to just randomly come up with him out of nowhere, and he's your guy because he's getting spammed. Him and Jefferson are getting spammed from Darnold.
I wanted to put Mac Hollins on the list, but I feel like Keon Coleman looked way better.
I would put both of them on the list.
I don't know if it's gonna.
You
Yeah,
gotta
yeah. Keon might be out there. I mean,
But if
he won't
you're
be out there if I'm in the league, but
no, but like if you're in a deep enough league and you have, I mean, like yeah, some people have 5 or 6 benches, but some people have 7, 8 people benches. If you're in a deeper league and you have the ability to hold that, then yeah, you're gonna want to. Oh man, hold on. Yeah, you're gonna want to. Fuck! I really needed the Niners to get a touchdown there so that they could get a point, not 3 points. I was about to take a field goal. God damn it. So scared about this.
I mean, he could be usable. I want to see more of his usage. What it looks like next week. Jalen McMillan, gotta add him. Could have had 2 touchdowns this week. Only had 1. It was 32-yarder, like Tomcat said when we talked about earlier. When we were talking about wide receivers that were a surprise. This guy's gonna be big. Obviously Baker can, support these guys with 4 touchdowns. I mean, it maybe not happen every week, against a tough defense, but the offense looked pretty good. No joke. And my next guy, he might be out there, he might not be. Brandon Cooks. Got to grab him up, especially with the Ferguson departure. You got to snatch him up. I'm assuming everybody else. I mean, I'm not looking at Ashton Doolin. I dropped him in like a million leagues already. I'm not picking him up ever again. I mean, Xavier Worthy might be out there. You want to grab him if you're looking for a big pop, because he doesn't get many touches, but when he does touch the ball, man, he does something with it. And Jameson Williams may be out there in a small league, 10-team league or something. Grab him up.
100%. Actually, in the league that I'm all distracted and like sad about, because I have I told you guys about how I need Mooney to knock at least 18 points. He's already at 13. He just the Niners almost had a touchdown there, and then they had a field goal. In that league, my opponent dropped Jameson Williams right before week 1 started to grab a second defense because their main defense had a bad week 1 matchup or something like that. And that's right. You go out there and look. Is he going to be there necessarily? No. But I have somebody in a league who grabbed him in round 10 and ended up dropping him because they didn't think he would do anything. Because after the draft, sometimes the projections are a lot lower than you expect them to be. And, it's one of those things that he might be out there. So if he's out there, I'd be pretty bullish on him.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think 90% or more of the Lions games are in a dome this year.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
I think they don't play outside until week 14 or something like that.
Crazy.
Alec Pierce. I mean, if you want to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to rely on A-Rich's arm, who he's going to throw the ball to yet. I'm concerned when Downs gets back what it looks like. Because Downs is one of his favorites.
Yeah, and it all depends on how he looks after the injury. Because as they say, a lot of people say there's a difference between return to play and return to performance. And if you're coming back, it doesn't necessarily mean you're playing 100%. It doesn't mean you're getting targeted 100%. It doesn't mean everything's still functioning the same way. We got to see how he, gets going. And Adonai Mitchell had some really good targets. Yes, he didn't do well and he disappointed people, but he had some targets. Now, I voiced concern about Anthony Richardson as a passer. To be honest, that's why I was so undecided about taking Pittman in the redraft money league. But I took him last minute because he fell so far, and I was like, oh, maybe this value will be worth it. Now I'm regretting it.
Uh-huh.
So.
All right, time for the wind down.
Yeah, yep.
So how do you feel about doing the Dynasty show on Thursday instead?
I'm okay with that because the only reason I didn't want to do redraft on Thursday because it made no sense to give everybody advice for the week when we missed the Thursday game. We do the Monday redraft. I am cool with whatever for the Dynasty. I'm cool with
Dynasty should be Thursday. It's just easier for me. Nobody's home. Kids are here, but I can deal with the kids. My wife's not here, wanting to walk around everywhere.
Yeah, and then both we kind of get the live experience. I mean, it might affect our viewership a little at first, but I feel like, some people might do both. But during the game is kind of a cool thing. Kind of cool to peek over and see what's going on. And like the more we get involved with the redraft league that we're doing and stuff like that, the more we can look at matchups that might be hanging in the balance in the game that's going on. But yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun.
Good show. Good show. Good week of fantasy.
Absolutely.
A lot of surprises. All the Mayo mode, the Will Levis Mayo commercials on NFL Network right now.
Oh, that's great.
Cracks me up, dude. Cracks me up. All of this because he put mayo in his coffee on TV.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, share, subscribe, guys. Help us grow. It's all up to you guys. We got to start doing plugs at the beginning and the end of the show because I feel like some people might wait to the end and then just be like, oh, they're about to do plugs. Get out of here. But for the people who do end up watching and sticking around, like, share, subscribe. After this week, I am definitely actually going to be going and I'll give him the other login and we'll be more active on Twitter, more active on everything else. I do want to say Jordan Mason is 11 for 74 and Breece Hall is 10 for 25. So, okay. Jordan Mason's better. That's a joke. That's a joke. I assume he'll do better the second half. We're in halftime right now. Good luck to everybody in your fantasy matchups. Hope you win all your matchups unless you're against me or Piff. And, yeah. All
right. Have a good week, everybody. See you Thursday.
I am Tomcat. This is Piff. Just have fun playing the game, baby. Unless you lose.
Good night, all.
Then it sucks.